Welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode. We are coming off of an 8th place run last episode in Martinsville. A race we struggled in the early half, but really found our footing towards the end. But this is it, the final episode in the ARCA series, at least solo in ARCA. The championship race here at Phoenix. William Sawalich in a very good spot to win the championship. We obviously, the poor start and some of our rough finishes, obviously Daytona and Talladega come to mind. That's going to keep us out of the championship fight. We just passed Jake Finch, though, for the 6th spot. We are about 20 points behind Lawless Allen. William Sawalich, 26-point lead heading into Phoenix. He's got a really good shot at just locking up the championship. Brendan Queen, second, still yet to pick up a win this season. Last episode, Trevor Huddleston picked up his first win of the year. As we'll actually scroll through the entire point standings, you saw Will Kimmel in 34th. He's got a win this season. Steve Lewis, 59th in points, rounds out the field, but we'll get set to head into Phoenix.
We're at Phoenix Raceway, and it's a perfect day here in the Valley of the Sun for heart-pounding, high-speed action on this challenging 1-mile road. Buckle up, folks. It's time to feel the heat, hear the roar, and experience the thrill of NASCAR racing action. Practice is in full swing, and drivers are heading out into the track.
Fire this thing up and let's get out there.
Here we are now heading out to the track here at Phoenix. We had I believe a 30th place finish, if I remember correctly, the first time we came here. We've already met the goal of a 29.666. We'll come across the line, do a 29.160, which is good enough for 4th quick. William Sawalich, points leader, tops the chart over Tyler Reif, Brendan Queen, myself, Lawless Allen, the top 5. Scott, Falcon, Staropoli, Jankowiak, and Robusto, the top 10.
Welcome to qualifying, where drivers leave it all out on the track for a shot at pole position.
We're up, get out there.
Now we are coming out for qualifying here, the final race in the Clot Synthetics machine. We'll come through 3 and 4. The goal is a top 10 here as we'll cross the stripe, try to use up the apron. It's a 29.09. I believe that was, and that'll be good enough for 5th. Brendan Queen picks up the pole, looking to pick up his first win of the season. Sawalich comes home 2nd, Lawless Allen in 3rd, Tyler Reif 4th, we end up in 5th, Scott, Staropoli, Falcon, Robusto, and Keller round out the top 10.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Flip the switch, time to go.
Here we are about to get set for the final race of the season. Brendan Queen and William Sawalich lead us down to the green. We are racing here for one final time in the ARCA Menard Series season. Wasn't our worst start, but definitely not a good one. Scott and Falcon gonna go around our outside, clear us into 1 and 2. We'll try to fight back around the bottom here on Eloy Falcon, side by side with the number 2 from Rev Racing. We'll get a good run off the corner, and we'll clear the number 2. So we'll head down, looking up the inside of Scott into 3 and 4, side by side for the 5th spot. We'll make the move, though, off of turn number 4. Really cut down through the dogleg, trying to clear LeVar Scott into 1. We do. Now, one thing I've figured out here at Phoenix, I've really liked running a higher line through 1 and 2 and trying to arc the exit of the corner. You saw, like we did there, got a huge run on Tyler Reif. We'll look up the inside of the Sigma Performance number 23 side by side with that Chevy, as we'll get a good exit off the corner, cut through the dogleg. Now we'll look side by side with William Sawalich now. Down the front straightaway, up the inside. Sawalich, though, going to kind of pinch us off into 1 and 2. He'll clear us for the 3rd spot. Now, William Sawalich just needs a solid run today. Not even really solid. He just needs a decent run to lock up the championship with a 26-point lead over Brendan Queen. Queen, very consistent, but the inability to pick up a win so far this season is what's really going to cost him, as we're now door-to-door again with William Sawalich heading down into turn 1. Really run him up the track, actually make a little contact with the Starkey number 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing. A good exit off the corner, though. We'll clear Sawalich now. So we head down into 3 and 4 once again. Coming out of turn 4. Not going to cut the dogleg as hard, as we're not in a fight. Next car, though, in front of us, Lawless Allen for Venturini Motorsports. He's got at least 1 win this season. Not sure if it's multiple, but we'll come off of turn number 2. Trying to run down the 20 car. I feel like I have a car that can win this race here out in Phoenix. This 14 really is running well, as we're going to actually just pull off a perfect move on Lawless Allen. Got up the inside, cut the dogleg. We'll make the move for 2nd. Now the goal is to try to run down Brendan Queen for the race lead. Let's see if we can run in that 28 car. We've had a couple fights with him this season. We're lucky for a 3rd win on the year. Definitely feels like we could have had more. Obviously, Kansas comes to mind, Michigan, where we were easily the fastest car, but could not get the fuel strategy to work out right. But we'll head down into 1 and 2 once again. The gap closing slightly on the 28. We'll come out of turn number 2 now, really trying to close in on the Pinnacle Racing Group number 28 of Brendan Queen. Really close the gap, though, into 3 and 4. So we're going to get a great exit out of turn 4, cut down through the dogleg. We're now side by side with the 28, door to door with Brendan Queen. We've got the lead for now. We'll head off into 1 and 2, run him up the track a little bit of contact, but we're clear for the lead. We get by Brendan Queen, and the hunt for that 3rd win on the season is still on, as we'll clear Queen here on lap number 8. We'll lead the lap on to lap number 9. So this car has felt great. I feel like I've just been able to run, honestly, wherever I want and make speed. As you can see now, we're jumping way up to the top. Actually gonna grab the wall a bit coming out of turn 2. That's also been one of our issues this year. We just tend to get really wide on exits at certain tracks and snag the wall. It really hurts us sometimes with the speed and costs us some positions we made up. But now the next thing we have to look forward to is lap traffic. Hasn't been too big of an issue for us this season, but one thing about Phoenix here is if you go to the outside in turn 2 on some of the AI, they will fence you. And that's the one worry I have, is getting fenced and maybe picking up some damage. But we'll keep driving on here, heading down into 1 and 2, going right around the outside of Dale Quarterly in the number 4. Scar in line, Ed Pompa running in the 39th position. will go up his inside into 3 and 4, and that's part of what I was saying. Nearly contact with the 10 as he tried to go to the bottom, but we had so much more speed than him. On entry to the corner, we got up his inside, so there was a slight bit of contact with Ed Pompanow. Jackson McLaren up ahead, running in the 38th position. We got around him. Kyle Steckley in the 29 will go up his inside. Willie Mullins in the 3. He's running in the 36th spot. We'll go around his outside. Now, out of turn number 2, Presley Sora, the next car in line, running in the 35th position here on lap number 13 for us. As we'll go right around the outside of the number 66, make that move work. Next car in front of us, Caleb Costner in the number 93. We'll go by him. Nate Moeller in the 0 up ahead. I believe that's Jake Bowman just up in front of him as well. And it is Jake Bowman in that Napa car. We'll close in on the 19. Look to his inside. He's going to really pinch us into the corner. We'll slide up. No contact, though, with the McAnally Higgleman Racing number 19. A team will be racing next season in the Truck Series, obviously with 4 trucks in the game, with Ankrum, Hemrick, Mozak, and Jack Wood. Got a good exit, though, out of turn number 4. Will go up the inside, really using the dog leg to get by Lothian. We'll go up the inside of Brayton Laster as well, running in the 30th spot, side by side with the 06. We'll clear him. Now the next car in front of us is Rita Goulet. One thing about lap traffic is Brendan Queen has gotten through traffic as pretty well as well. So we haven't really pulled a much bigger gap through lap traffic. Obviously, we've pulled the gap a little bit, but it hasn't been as big as it could be sometimes with how the lap traffic and the AI go. Tyler Reif runs in the 3rd spot over William Sawalich. Lawless Allen has fallen back to the 5th spot. Now, we've just kind of worked our way through that main pack of lap cars. Our tire light coming on here on lap number 16, coming to 17. Now the fuel light is on as well, so the pit stop for this race will be coming soon. We're closing in on Ryan Roulette running in the 27th spot. We'll jump up to that outside lane. I've really liked through 1 and 2. Crew chief trying to call us into the pits this time, but obviously we were committed to the outside as we're going to grab the wall just a little bit. But we were committed to the outside, so there was no way we were going to be able to make it to the pits from where we were. We'll come across the stripe this time onto lap number 18. Honestly, part of it is also I'm trying to make it to halfway. We want to be able to run to the end on just 1 pit stop and not have to worry about saving fuel. So we'll stay on another lap here. And just continue trying to push this fuel window. AJ Moyer, the next car up ahead in 23rd. We do have other cars coming down for their pit stop, but we'll have to pit this time by, obviously, with the fuel down to 0 laps. No way we can push it another lap. As you'll see, we'll make the trek down onto the apron here.
Back it down.
An apron that's got a lot of history now this season, with that being where Corey Heim in real life made the move for the race lead and the championship in the Truck Series. We're not fighting for a championship today, though. William Sawalich and Brendan Queen, and I believe LeVar Scott also technically had a shot at it. But obviously, Sawalich in the best situation. He's running up front, hasn't had any issues today. Just doing exactly what he needs to do with managing. As you can see, the new leader comes in. I believe Brendan Queen stayed out the extra lap. Tanner Reif will go by us. It'll be a 4-tire pit stop here, as well as 2 cans of fuel. As will be dropped now, they'll fill up the fuel the rest of the way. A 15.7 second stop, one of our better pit stops on the season. as we'll come out of the pits running in the 12th spot. Tyler Reif takes over the lead in the pit lane. But now we'll have to see a lot of guys coming into the pits already. Ryan Roulette, he's going to stay out another lap. That'll be for position. We'll get by Brad Smith while he's in the pit lane. Greg Van Alst now leads the way here from Phoenix. He stayed out an extra lap. We're up to the 6th spot for now, but Queen and Reif coming out of the pits. Van Alst coming into the pits. We'll get ahead of Brennan and Queen with the lead, get by Takuma Koga around the outside. So we'll hold on to the net lead. Van Alst, Huddleston, and Tinkle yet to pit up ahead of us. But we'll get a good run off the corner, get by Tinkle while he's in the pits. Huddleston and Van Alst will get by all of them. Now in behind Eric Johnson Jr., the lap car will take the lead back here on to lap number 22. We go around the outside of the 5. As now we'll close in on some more lap traffic here from Phoenix. We've had just such a great car. So we'll come out of turn number 2. William Sawalich has moved up into the 2nd position. As we'll head down into 3 and 4. Sawalich, all he's got to do is just remain up front. He'll win the championship. And honestly, a dominant second half of the season. He had 2 wins in the first half, I believe, and he's won 4 out of the 9 races so far in this second half. So a great end to the year for Sawalich, a driver who really kind of struggled other than his wins in the early part of the season. Daytona was rough. I believe he finished dead last at Daytona on strategy or whatnot. Tyler Reif as well. He was another one that has had some great speed throughout the season, but some bad luck in races. He was the one pushing us in Daytona where we had the issue with the pit stop and not being able to make it, as we're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide with lap traffic. It was Mullen, Sora, and Huddleston. We got through the middle 3 wide. We'll go up the inside of Huddleston now, down the front straightaway, up the inside of Nate Muller. A little bit of contact. Huddleston just drives into our right rear in 1 and 2, but we'll get out ahead of everyone there. This next car in line, Greg Van Alst, will get right up to the back bumper of the 35. Now side by side, 3 wide, nearly with Timmy Hill, Van Alst, and myself. So we'll come out through the dogleg, clear both of them. Van Alst now going side by side with Timmy Hill. But that's all behind us. Caleb Costner, the next car in front of us, he's running in the 33rd spot. He'll go another lap down this time. So we go up his inside. Now we got some clean track up ahead until the next group of lap cars. So all in all, this first season of the NASCAR 25 career mode here for ARCA has gone pretty well. We had the rough start between Daytona and Phoenix the first time, and then we popped off a couple of top 5 runs between Bristol and Rockingham, and that really helped us get this car to a better point, which all led up to the major storm heading into Lime Rock, where we were actually able to pick up our first win, even following the storm with the damaged car. Got everything set up, and then went out in IRP and won in pretty dramatic fashion there with the last lap pass. We also had all of the controller issues up until Watkins Glen. So all in all, a pretty entertaining season to say the least, as we hit 10 laps to go here from Phoenix for the finale. We'll head down into 1 and 2 once again. Next up, we'll get by Brayton Laster running in the 31st spot. We'll clear the 06 off of turn number 2. Jason Kitzmiller, the next car in front of us, he's running in the 15th spot. And you can just see how much we've stretched the lead over William Sawalich. It was about 2 seconds for most of this race between ourselves in second place. but that gap has just extended over this run. David Smith running in the 28th spot. He'll be the next car to go another lap down, as we got a little bit sideways off of turn 2. We're also going to have to make sure we can make it all the way to the end on fuel. It will be a little bit close, I believe, just because of how the fuel burns off here at Phoenix. We'll cut the dog leg now, go side by side with Ryan Roulette into 1 and 2. Run the outside lane now through the first 2 corners. Yeah, so I found here at Phoenix, the outside in 1 and 2 is very viable here in NASCAR 25. Honestly, 3 and 4, if you can get it right, it is there too. It's just a lot harder to get right than it is in 1 and 2. Tanner Reif, the next car in front of us in the 14th spot, he's had a good run as of late. But just those 30th place runs early in the season aren't going to help. We'll get by Dale Quarterly again, put him another lap down. We'll head up the inside of Reif now into 3 and 4. So it's just been, honestly, a pretty good season to start off this career mode. Obviously, this was the learning stage of the game throughout. This was filmed in the first couple weeks of the game being released. We'll come out of turn number 2 once again now, get by Ed Pompa. Brad Smith, the next car in front of us, running in the 26th spot. So we'll jump up to the outside in 3 and 4, the old 1 and 2. Come across the stripe. 5 laps remain here in the season. We're being called to the pits. Not gonna listen to that. We'll actually just start to lift and coast to save some fuel. As we're not even really about a lap short. We'll come out at turn number 2. This has just been the race you kind of hope for. Obviously, we wish this could have happened out at Kansas, where we just dominated after a good qualifying result. And Michigan, where we've had the speed at certain tracks, we just haven't been able to win from them. Kansas, Bristol, Michigan, all tracks we felt like we could have won at, and just didn't. Have Richmond as well. That was another track we ran really well at, had the lead at some point in the race, and just couldn't capitalize. So if we take those races and change the results, in all honesty, we might have been fighting for at least a top 3, I feel. We lost a lot of points from Michigan, at least. And then Richmond we fell to, I believe it was 6th where we ended up. Kansas 8th. So definitely something to look forward to next season, is just trying to make sure we can finish off on the races we were running well in, as we'll hit 2 laps to go here from Phoenix. Fuel is low, but we're not too worried about it. I think we've saved up enough just to be able to get to the end with the excess fuel. So we'll come through 1 and 2. Cole Raz, the next car in front of us, running in the 12th spot. That really shows how fast we've been today. We're lapping up to Raz in 12th. We've definitely been the car to beat. Started from 5th, as we'll look to his outside. White flag will be in the air for the final time in this season. We'll go around the outside of Andy Jankowiak, put him a lap down in the 11th spot. We'll head off into 1 and 2 now for the final time here from Phoenix. Can we get to the outside of Takuma Koga? Koga running in 22nd. We'll get to the outside of the 12. He's going to stuff us in the fence. One final time this season. We'll go around the outside, though, of the 12. Heading through 3 and 4 for the final time. And we come out of turn number 4 to win at Phoenix. Our 3rd win of the season. And our final of the ARCA Menards first season, as that'll do it here from Phoenix. We'll take the win in the Phoenix ARCA 150. The 3rd time this season we picked up a win. But here are the results. Obviously, we take the win over William Sawalich, the 2025 ARCA Menards Series champion. Brendan Queen comes home 3rd. He'll finish 2nd in the points. Tyler Reif in 4th. and Lawless Allen rounds out the top 5. LeVar Scott, Isabella Robusto, Eloy Falcon, Patrick Starpoli, and Kyle Keller round out the top 10. So, that'll do it for this episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode and this season of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode. If you guys did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I will see you guys next season.